we'll figure it out when he shows up, if he does.
I think it's more of he's just
So
not talking. You just have
just
to
so I
glare.
can make sure I have this right, you guys were asleep and then were woken in the night by riots. Yes?
No.
That was the cliffhanger as I recall it.
We actually had just barely rented the room and we were heading off to bed, and you had talked about us being awakened by an earthquake.
Um, I don't know why I would have said earthquake, but um, well, all right. So we'll just leave off with you guys. So you guys went to pay for your rooms. I'm assuming you already did, right? I think you did.
Yeah, I paid for everyone's rooms.
Okay. Um,
And for the
and
Jin, yeah, you can just roleplay for him. All you have to do is just glare intensely at stuff.
it's fair. That's fair. Um, okay. So what was I saying? So you guys pay for your rooms, and you head up to your what's it called? You know, your rooms, that thing. And well, basically, once you are, safely in bed, and I'm gonna say that maybe about, I don't know, you don't actually know exactly how long has passed, but you're woken up. It was night, like dark nighttime when you guys fell asleep. Then when you wake up, the sun is just barely rising. Um, though you can hear rioting in the streets. If you glance out the window, you'll see that there's just masses of people running around. There's looting occurring. There's screaming, and people are, fighting every which way. What do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my gear and make sure I'm all set to go if anything happens.
You
Same.
gonna wait in the room?
Yeah, I want to see if I can, sort of understand really what's going on. If the people are running from a certain direction, like if there's more information I can glean from what I can see.
Give me an observe roll, which I believe goes with your perception.
Okay, so sorry. So, dude, I'm sorry. I've been playing D&D. I forgot how to do this. So now, perception I have 3. So it's
Perception, you
12.
have 3, and you have. Do you have observation? Is observation a thing? I think it is.
I
I
have 4 observe.
4 observe. So you have 4 observe and 3 perception.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that is
then
okay.
you roll a d20, and if you get
Ouch.
under the 7, ooh, that's not as under a 7. Uh, okay, so you can see clearly that I mean, there's not much you can get, but there's some obvious stuff that you can pick up. So like you're staring at looking at the streets, and you can tell that people are running. There are some people who are running home to their homes, some people running from their homes, some people running into other people's homes. But the biggest thing you can notice is that there are a lot of people running to like the gates of the city.
Okay. Are they like screaming and yelling and pointing at something, or are they just like all like just hustling, like
It's
running?
just to reference the title of the campaign. It is complete pandemonium.
Okay.
uh,
I
Does anyone else want to try and glean any information?
yeah, I do. I have
Okay,
14 for
so
this
try
run.
and roll under 15.
I would try, but I'm afraid I'll get a double critical failure again, and my eyeballs would explode.
Just pop out of your head. You were trying to roll under a 14, right?
Yes.
Oh, so that's pretty good. All right, so that gets you 7 VP. That's really good. All right, so I can tell you plenty of stuff. Um, you
It's
can
6, isn't it?
I mean, this is pretty subjective. Oh, that's a 12. Yeah. It's pretty subjective in this situation. The only time that the number of VP you have, like the specific number matters, is in battle. But as
But
I
it
was
was
saying,
high enough.
okay, so you can tell that the people are running. Um, this way and that, and a lot of them are running to the gates of the city. Um, that's one thing you pick up, which Santino also picked up. You're also getting the idea that a lot of these people, you connect it in your head to, you remember Everlight, the moon.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. The moon was
Yes.
falling out of orbit, we came to conclude.
So people are convinced that Everlight is going to crash into Pandemonium. Um, you can tell that this is basically the cause of everyone's stresses, so to speak. And you can also see while the Mantis Guard is out in force, there are also several other guilds you can spot by uniform, which are trying to achieve various things. The church specifically is, they're crowded inside of the little brother battle, what's it called, dining hall that you saw earlier. You can see that they're kind of crowded in there, but pulling people off the street, trying to calm people's fears, break up fights, but without much success.
Wait. I can see all the way over here?
Yes, we had said that you are right here, I believe.
Yeah, we're right here, but it's like, how am I seeing the brother battle hiring hall?
All right, I'll change it. I mean, it's basically church members. That was just the closest, off the top of my head, the closest thing I could think of. Um, we'll say it's from the bazaar, actually.
Okay.
Or actually, no, the Eschatonic Chapel you're right next to. There are Eschatonics who are trying to calm people's fears, break up fights, but without much success.
Alright, so I'm going to gather up my gear, and I guess I'll go over to the others' room and bunk up and meet with them.
Okay, so you're gonna tell them what you saw?
Yes.
Okay.
First gonna knock on their doors, letting them know it's just me, not some crazy writer.
Okay. Yeah. So I say, like, that sounds crazy. Like, I think we got to be careful. But we're new to this place, this planet. We got no friends here. What do you guys think we should check out first?
The engineers would be the most ideal place. Find out about this terraforming technology that they brought to the planet.
There's a kind of a background, there's an ambient noise, obviously, of the rioting, but amidst this conversation, you can hear a door slam open on the bottom floor of the establishment you're in, and some screaming.
Yeah, so one of the things I picked up is that generally if people are all running in one direction, you should go with them.
Yeah, like that's some pretty sage advice. So, by the way, do we have Jin with us? No, right?
We'll say that he's in a different room and you guys haven't fetched him yet.
Okay, well, I mean, do you even want him with us, basically? Like, right now?
How is this building laid out? Like, is it like an open kind of thing?
I'll add a page, bring you guys to it.
Are we like on the top floor or something?
It's a 2-floor establishment, and you are on the top floor of it. Underneath, so here, wait. I'm not going to bother drawing the top floor because it's basically just a hallway with rooms. But the bottom, I'm just going to actually wait. I'm going to do a square because that would be a smarter thing to do. Polygon. What the? What? Yeah. Oh, this is cool. All right. So this is, say, the shape of. That's really cool. Of the establishment. There's a door here. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. You get the idea. No. Oh, that's not what was intended. Hold on a second.
I'm just trying to ask, is there any way we can see what's going on the ground floor from, like, just outside the door of our rooms?
You can look down the stairs.
All right, I'll poke my head out and see if I can figure out what's making all the commotion downstairs.
Here we go. Okay, so you look down the stairs, which is right here, and you can see down on the ground floor that there are two people. One of them you recognize to be Mama Jazzy, and another man that you may have seen around, but nothing of incidence that you can think of about him. But he's a big, beefy man. The two of them are pressed up against the door, trying to hold it closed as there are people pushing against it from the other side, and they're slamming back and forth. As you gaze down the stairs, you hear another loud slamming noise as the two of them are thrown forward onto the ground. The door slams open, and a couple of men charge in with knives and whatnot.
Well, this sounds like a job for John Havelock, so I'm gonna head down the stairs with my blades.
Okay. Are you
I
gonna
will
make a
follow.
show of it or try and be a little stealthy?
No, I'll just walk down the stairs. Not really walk, but I'll head down there pretty quick. I absolutely want those guys to see me and not be happy with my presence there.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find like a miniature for this.
I look
These are
over at
zombies, but
Devona.
they'll do.
Oops, sorry. Gosh. I look over at Devona and be like, "Hey, John just took off. Should we should we follow him down there? You think?"
I was planning on firing from above.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna follow John as he goes down the stairs then.
Oh,
So-
and you guys can pull your characters onto the map too.
How do I pull my character?
Well, you need a profile picture for them. Never mind. Okay, well, anyway. So, okay, John, you walk down the stairs, and basically, as you're walking down, you see that Mama Jazzy the man is kind of wrestling with one of the men, and Mama Jazzy is handling two of them at once, kind of trying to fend them both off. And there's a crowded huddle of guests over here on this side of the room, with chairs and tables in front of them, between them and the mob.
Can I get behind one of the two that Mama Jazzy is fighting and just try and slit his throat?
Sure, yeah. So that would be melee plus strength.
Give me a
Oh,
second.
wait, before we do all this, we should roll for initiative.
Is it Alright, so what is initiative again?
Okay, so you should have an initiative number on your sheet. Do you see it?
Not really, no. But it might be in my character sheet on the
It's-
Roll20.
It's dexterity plus wits.
Check it out. See
Oh
if you
yeah,
can find
okay.
it.
I have 16.
Okay, so
Right, I got 13.
I got
13.
10.
Okay, so take your initiative, and what you're gonna do is, I believe you're supposed to roll a d6 and add that to it. We haven't done this yet, so give me a second. I'll check it out.
Yep, that's it.
So
Can we do that mathematically? So I think it's roll d6 plus 10. Okay, cool. So can we have to do this every round? We have to do initiative, right?
no,
At
I'm
the
gonna keep
start
it the
of-
same the whole time, just for ease.
Okay.
I think there's an initiative thing being built into Roll20 too, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Ah, there it is.
So do you want us just to do the math thing just to make it simpler?
No, you don't have to. It's fine. I don't know how this works. Hold on. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna bother with the turn order. I'm just gonna write it on the side over here. Okay, I also need to roll. So /R d6. I'm just gonna roll for the guys as a group. Oh, good. That's kind of trash. And the initiative for them is 11, so they have 12 initiative. Let me put this right here. Okay, so who has higher than 11?
Me.
I
what
got
do you
a
have? What do you have, Santino?
15.
15.
I
John?
just I re-rolled with the
Also
plus.
a 15.
Also a 15. All right. Is there something to result ties? I'm not sure. What the fuck? All right, I'll forget it.
I either have an 18 or a 20, depending on what you want to use.
What do you mean? What I want to use?
He re-rolled too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just use the later one. It's fine.
Okay.
And
Didn't really
will-
matter. I was going first anyway.
Okay, so John and Santino, what are your guys' dexterities?
7.
John?
8.
So then John goes first. Sadly.
Somebody's getting their throat cut.
And then an 11 there. Okay, so
Hey, at
we're gonna
least
let
I'm
John
not breaking
go first,
wrists.
'cause we're gonna let John go first because he's acting on surprise.
Okay.
So go ahead. Did you make your roll yet? Oh, you did. No, you didn't. Okay, so make your roll melee plus strength.
Alright, give me a second. I gotta do some math on that.
Okay.
How did you pull your character out like that?
You add a picture and then you just literally drag the picture. So you go to, you go to your second tab, see characters, click on your character,
You gotta be
it'll open
shitting
up your
me with
character
this.
sheet,
Ooh.
and then
All right.
click on
Roll
edit.
again.
Click on edit, and then you'll see your avatar picture. And then once you add your avatar picture, you can drag it out.
What was the target number?
Target number was a 20. He didn't get the
target
critical
nu-
failure.
Yeah, my target number for the melee plus strength was a 16 or 7. Hang on, let me double check again.
It's a 16. You maxed that out. I remember from the last game.
Break this. Wait, was it dex or strength?
Oh, sorry, Dex.
Dex, okay. Yeah, it would be a 16.
16. Okay, so then, yeah, so you failed, but not terribly. Close one. All right, so, basically, well, we'll resolve. All right, so you try and get around behind him, and what were you trying to do? You were trying to just slit his throat.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just, rake my blade across his throat.
All right, so you try and grab out in front of him, but you notice that you're about to actually slash Mama Jazzy, and you kind of pull back a little bit, or you react to it, and he takes this moment and grabs your arm. Why do I have Santino in the lineup 2 times? Whoops. There we go. Okay. You've lost your surprise now, sadly. Devona, what do you want to do?
Oh, hang on. Is that one of the bandits?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a aim shot at him.
Okay, so that would be... Are you using an energy gun or a slug gun?
Slug gun.
Okay, so roll slug guns plus dex.
Yep. And because I'm taking an aim shot and I have a what's it called? A stock, I get a +1 for the aim and a +1 for the stock.
Okay, so you get +2 to this whole roll.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Slugs is 4, dex is 8. So I'm rolling for 16 now. Oh, 14.
14?
Oh.
Okay, so you take your shot, and it just whizzes right by the side of his head as he's engaged in a brawl with the muscular man, and it hits the wall behind him, and you hear Mama Jazzy yell, "Hey, watch the wall over there!" As she is engaged in a brawl with 2 men.
Apology, ma'am.
John, we're gonna skip your turn because you already acted. Santino.
So what is Mama Jazzy doing right now?
This is Mama Jazzy. She's fighting these 2 men, these 2 lovely gentlemen, right here. She's engaged in a fist fight with them. This guy is over here fighting this one.
Well, she's
John
still
is-
2 because I thought the one grabbed my knife hand.
I mean, you're kind of all in a bit of a, shall we say, like a pile, if you will.
A fracas.
But yeah, I guess you could say that then. John is right over here. John, can you put your your profile picture into the into your character sheet so we can use you as a token? And you too, Devona?
How do I go about doing that?
Get the picture, go to your character sheet where it says bio and info, and then edit, and you can put in your picture in the top left. It says choose a file or avatar.
Gotcha. Give me a couple of minutes to find that.
Sure.
Yep.
There was in the other game I played. There's like an initiative thing that like once you have your avatar out, like you click on your avatar, make sure it's selected, and then when you roll initiative, I guess when you select, I think it's a macro you have to add. So when you select your character, then when you click on the cursor icon in the menu in the upper left corner, that's where your macros pop out, and like
Yeah, I'm not great with those.
Yeah, I don't know how he set it up. Obviously I've never done that either.
Actually, John, while you find the picture, I'm gonna go grab my headphones. I'll be right back.
I'm going to roll for his melee, which is 6, plus his extreme, which is 4. So I'm trying to roll under a d10. Oof. That's 9 victory point. That's 9, which translates to 4 victory points for me. Okay, so I need to roll damage now. Let's see. Okay, his weapon is a knife, which is 3 dice. That's a little sad.
I pulled up a second character token by mistake.
Oh. Sad. That is no success. Alright, so I think it's... Let me check the combat rules, but I'm pretty sure that all carries over... Sorry, my dog is barking. I think that all 4 of those will carry over into your damage. Let me check that for sure. Also, what's your defense, John?
1. I mean, I'm just wearing like... Well, hang on. I got the like my plastisteel armor.
Just your regular defense.
Oh, just 1.
Okay. I mean, you might not need it. Oh, what's your... So, yeah, what's your plastisteel armor? What's the deal with that?
Hang on, got to look it up now.
Okay, sorry.
It says it has a defense rating of 6.
Has a defense rating of 6. So let me see. My PDF is acting up here. There we go.
Well, I have on my character sheet rating 6. I'm not sure. I think that's like a defense rating of some kind.
Let me see. It's a armor.
Plasteel half plate. I mean, I was figuring it was kind of like a flag vest kind of a thing.
Yeah. Plasteel, you got half plate. Oh, the protection is 6. That's what it is.
Right, okay.
And that translates to is a number of 6-sided dice which are rolled to determine how many points of damage are negated. Okay. And then, sorry, we're still figuring out the combat situation here. Oh my god, my dog won't shut up. Hold on. I'm gonna go shut up my dog.
That dog went quiet fast.
Okay.
It is super quiet all of a sudden.
Right? Wonder we went.
I went to do a Lassie impression. Oh, no.
Sorry, I'm talking into the mic and no one. Yeah, sorry, I was muted. That was my
You
fault.
got Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was saying things and then I was like waiting for a response and no one said anything. I was like, oh, I'm muted. Okay, so anyway, the thing that I have pulled up. Okay, so you're gonna take 4 damage unless you can negate it. Actually, 3 damage because you have 1 defense. So roll. You only need 3d6. No, 3.
Why 3? I thought I had a 6.
Oh yeah. No, never. I mean, you would only be taking 3 damage, but it's fine. You get 1 of those negated, so you take 2 damage.
Oh,
How does that work? What do you have to roll to? I mean, is it just for ones on that?
What? No, you're going for 5s and 6s.
Oh, I thought I was rolling low.
No, you're rolling. Well, for the damage, you're rolling. And the damage and armor, you're rolling high. Okay, so
I take 2, right?
yes, you take 2 damage.
All right.
Okay, so the man grabs your arm, holds the knife as far away from his throat as he can, and he kind of tries to stab his knife behind him into you, and he kind of catches the side of your armor, and it's a pretty harsh blow to your stomach, but it doesn't pierce through. Back to Devona. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna continue firing at this guy right here.
Okay, so that would be slug guns and dexterity.
Yep, and I'm gonna take another aim action. So adding another 2 to my roll.
Okay. Ooh.
Closer this time, but still a fail.
Okay. So, actually, I'm gonna try something different with this because I haven't really done this kind of combat before. But I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna we're gonna take the actions and then we'll resolve them all at the end of the turn. So I'll just tell you what happens at the end. Okay. So, John, what are you gonna do?
Question: Do I have time to crack a bad joke and take an action?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna smile at this guy that just cut me, and I'm gonna say, "Stop me if you heard this one. What has a shit-eating grin and 2 knives?" And then with my offhand, which is gonna take a -2 on my roll, I'm gonna bring it up and try and put it like right under his chin.
Aren't you ambidextrous? I feel like you are.
I am, but it's still a -2 for an offhand with my Florentine style.
Oh, okay.
But it does do, I think it does extra damage. Let me double check that. Offhand strike, no, it has a -2 goal number penalty in addition to offhand weapon penalties, which I don't have, but treats the opponent's defense as 2 less against the attack.
Woo! I think he only has 1 defense. Let me check that. Yeah, no, he only has 1 defense. Okay, so you would be okay. So roll your. So it was
Yeah.
-2 on this.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a 14 or less, I think.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
That's 6 victory points right there.
That is 6 victory points. Roll
And like I
your
said, I was going for like right under the chin, straight up into his head.
Right. Okay. Give me a roll of. Yeah. So give me what? How many dice does your knife have? How many damage dice?
That's what I'm trying to look up right now.
Okay.
I think it's 3.
No, that's a regular knife. He has a special like trench knife, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's still 3.
Okay. So then roll your 3 dice.
Well, sorry, 3d6, right?
Yeah, 3d6. Okay, so you got 1 success, so that's gonna convert.
Wait. Well, how's he got 1 success? He was supposed to roll low. Below
No.
a 5 and a 6.
He's supposed to roll 5s and 6s to get damage.
But the guy up top just rolled a 1, 3, and 3, and he got damage.
The guy up top over here, the 1, 3, and 3. Oh, no, he got damage because he had VP carried over. The VP carries over into damage. So he didn't roll any success from the virtue of his knife, but the actual roll had like 9 VP, I think, and had like 3 or 4, and John negated some of it with his armor, but still 2 carried over directly into damage.
Oh, okay.
So John's going to get 6 damage straight up from because he got 6 VP on his roll, and then now he's rolling for the extra damage, so he gets 1 extra point of damage.
Alright, I see.
And then I need to roll. So he has on. Where was it? He only has 3 dice. So /R 3d6. He negates 2 points of damage and takes 5.
Also, to make the point of my joke, I'm gonna give him a shit-eating grin when I stab him.
Right, of course. Okay. Mark that down. Santino?
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take another shot. So what was the aim shot? What does that give me?
+1 per turn that you're aiming at the target till you fire.
Oh, you have to be aiming an entire turn beforehand
Oh, that's a whole action.
to get that
Gotcha.
+1 to Vona.
Oh, I do?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter because you haven't succeeded yet, but for the future.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll just take a normal shot.
okay.
It says a
your-
rate of 2.
Oh,
Rate
yeah,
of 2,
that's
what does that
right.
mean?
We can do multiple shots per round.
Oh, well, damn. Does that... I don't think that translates to multiple rolls, though, does it?
I think it does.
Can you check the rule book on that while Santino's doing his thing?
Yeah, I'll look at the range combat.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So just roll a. The pistol gives me a +1 goal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to check what my gun does.
So it's energy guns 5 plus dexterity 7. So
12, so that's 11. So that's
so-
good.
I get a +1 from the pistol
Do you?
for the goal. Yeah, the goal roll. I'm just using the basic Martech gold pistol.
Okay, so that gives you a +1 in your goal. You got it. So that's 5 victory points for you. Okay, so roll your damage. What's the damage on that? 5. So roll 5d6.
Oh, okay. So when you declare
Got one.
firing multiple times, you actually put a penalty on your goal.
There you go. Okay, so
What's the penalty?
-2 for like 2 shots, -4 for 3 shots.
Okay, cool. So maximum I can do a double shot basically.
Yeah,
And then
so
-2 penalty. Okay.
yeah.
I think if you take a second, I think it's saying if you take a second shot, that'll be -2, and then a third shot is -4.
No, you have to actually declare it ahead of time. You're going to take 2 shots, and then you take a negative penalty. And for each shot to hit, you must have at least 1 success.
Okay, so you get 6, and then he's gonna roll 3d6, which is
I'm
no
just picturing-
successes.
I'm just picturing this combat of like people like flailing and shooting and just missing everything.
Every which way.
Yeah, just an absolute circus.
Thinking that I know where to spend my my XP.
Just so you guys know, I'm gonna be sad if I get shot.
Okay.
That's a fair thing to say. Okay, so, and then last but not least, of course, our favorite, the mob. So just an update, Mama Jazzy, now that she only has one guy to focus on, is clobbering her man into the floor and actually picks him up by the neck and throws him out the door. And she turns her attention to the man that John is fighting. The other guy is going to do some quick here. Okay, so the guy that John is fighting is going to try to grapple with him, which is going to be r/fight. It's going to be his fight, which is 6, plus his dexterity, which is 4, so it's a roll of 10 again. He does not succeed. Okay. So
Does he react to my joke at all?
we're going to resolve that in a sec, don't worry. Okay. So Devona fires a Devona's, let's say her hand's shaking a little bit, fires a shot, yet again missing the man and actually ricocheting off of his knife and up into the ceiling again. And then you hear a startled yell from upstairs as someone, like, you know, a bullet shoots through the floor beneath them. That's the man that is fighting. That's one of these two. And the man that he is fighting is actually starting to prevail over him as the two of them wrestle on the ground, although there is little leeway between them. John grabs the man and says, "What is a shit-eating grin?" and 2 knives, and stabs his knife up into the man's chin, catching it right on the side, you know, right under the right side of his jaw, and a little bit backwards into his neck. Backwards into his neck. Blood starts spurting from his neck, and as the man tries, as he will, to pull the knife out, he can't, so he tries to grab behind him at John's head, again failing quite miserably as he's writhing beneath John. And Santino shoots, finally hitting the man that... You were shooting the man that Mama Jazzy was fighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as she's throwing him out the door, you take a nice shot and hit him right into the shoulder, where blood spurts out the other side and sticks in the wall behind him, and he's thrown directly at the door by Mama Jazzy, who then you can see she's like kicking off people who are trying to come in.
So I did 1 damage? With
You
the
didn't do
5?
1 damage, you did plenty of damage, don't worry. But that man's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's everything. Back to the top, Devona.
this.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a regular shot at this guy again.
Okay, so this time you're not getting your aim bonus, sadly.
Yeah, and not getting the stock bonus either, because that only counts when I'm aiming.
Oh, okay. So what's the goal number now?
14.
14. Okay, roll it. Was that the roll? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay.
Only got
6,
3 degrees of success, so what is it, 3
3
VP?
Okay, so 3 VP. Roll the damage of your gun. What is it?
6.
Ooh. So roll 66. Oh my good lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 8. And then he has a defensive 1, so it's 7. And he has 3 armor. Ooh, 3 of those go away. I'm sorry. That becomes 4. Okay. John, you have a knife in this man's neck.
Would it count as a grapple if I just wanted to like twist the knife and open that wound further and do some extra damage?
No, actually, I'm just going to have you roll for fight to hold him.
Just straight fight?
Fight and no, that's dexterity. Actually,
I would
I'm gonna
say
say
strength.
I'm gonna say it's strength because you're trying to hold him. So fight and strength.
Alright, let me look up my fight, which I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I would let you use no, yeah, that would be good.
Go ahead, what's that?
No, actually, I was thinking about letting you use dexterity, but it only makes sense that you'd be using strength. What was your goal number?
15.
Oh shit, that's a critical success, guys.
Not yet. He has to
Well,
roll
not
another...
Yet, not yet. Roll another d20. That's not a
Aw.
critical success. Okay. So you're going to get 7 victory points. That's pretty solid. Roll the damage, which is 3d6. Nothing there. So that becomes... And he gets 2 lower defense, you said, right?
Yeah, that was last time when I was doing the offhand strike.
Now it's the same offhand thing still. It's the same hand.
I mean, if you want to count it that way, I'm okay with that, but...
Okay. Actually does not make a difference. So you twist the knife, actually pushing it in a little more towards his skull. And, I mean, the amount of blood, I need not say much about how much blood there is. The man yells in pain as he starts to go limp in your hands. And in his dying words were, what's the name?
I heard that one before.
Zebulon will absolve me. Zebulon's Jesus in this universe, which is a dumb name for Jesus, but whatever. I'll say the Pan Creator will absolve me.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Sounds a little less stupid. Okay, and then Santino.
Yeah, so I guess real quick, the last roll I did, you roll the defense like sort of secretly or something like that against each of my 6 dice or 5 dice.
What?
So I rolled like 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 5.
Yes.
And you said we're rolling for 5s and 6s for damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I only rolled 1 5, did I only do 1 point of damage?
No.
No. Remember so when you rolled, you got the d20, which on your d20 you got an 11, which translates to 5 victory points. All 5 of those carry over into your damage.
Gotcha. I forgot about the victory points. Gotcha. Okay.
So you
Cool.
did 6 damage, and then his defense was 1, so he had 5.
Right. Okay. I will shoot the same guy then.
Okay.
The guy who's outside the bar now?
Oh yeah, no, he got thrown out. The only guy left is this one, who is in the middle of a grapple with that other guy.
Oh,
He's about to take a
Well-
big bullet.
I missed anyway.
Okay. What was your goal number?
It was 12.
Okay. Hmm. I'm going to have you roll for. I'm gonna have you roll that same thing again. Do it again. Actually, yeah, do it again. With the
If
goal
I
number
get
of 12.
shot, somebody's getting caught.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So you fire your shot off into the crowd, and it's an energy gun. You said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm personally imagining something similar to like, kind of like not. What's the word? What's the?
A phaser?
There's like a specific sci-fi thing I'm thinking of. Oh well.
Phaser?
No, no, like a specific series, like not Star Wars, not Dune, something specific. I don't remember what it was.
Star Trek?
No, I'll think of it.
Firefly?
No. Whatever. Okay, so you fire your energy gun off into the crowd. For now, we'll use Star Wars as the placeholder. So this bolt flies off into the crowd and actually narrowly misses the man you intended to hit, and instead lands square on the arm of the man who is grappling with him, who is Mama Jazi's presumed friend in this situation. So roll damage.
Oops.
This is why we use knives, gentlemen.
I'm learning.
Lucky, this man has 2 natural defense, not 1, so maybe you'll get lucky. Roll your d6s. You have 5 or 6?
5.
Okay, roll them.
Watch you get all 6s.
1, 6. Alright, so, let me do a little math here. Okay, so, and the mob is not left to making a move. Alright, so, actually, yes, they are. Okay, so, let's go through this. Devona takes her shot at, well, actually, this lovely gentleman's out the door. This lovely gentleman has just died in John's hands. So this lovely gentleman, Devona takes a shot at him and lands a nice bullet square into his shoulder as he's grappling with the other man. And at the same time, Santino's also taking a shot, which, not as well placed, hits the man he's grappling with. And amidst this fight, this wrestle, when he's hit in the shoulder, both men actually let go of each other and fall back onto the floor opposite each other. There's a moment where they're both immobilized, but they'll be back up in a second. John twists his knife into the throat of the rioter that he was holding in his hands, and he dies slowly in his arms with the words, "The pen creator will absolve me." It's at this moment that Mama Jazi charges to the door and slams it closed. And no sooner has she closed it than one of the men from the back of her establishment charges forward with a chair and shoves it under the door. So there's just one man left. As he actually begins to try and get up, instead of going for grappling again, he tries to pull a gun. He pulls a small revolver from underneath his tunic and starts to aim it at John. This is his shot right here. So he has a shoot of 6, dexterity of 4. Wow, his goal number is 10 again. All right. And that's... All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, he didn't fail again. All right.
That would have been funny.
That would have been hysterical, because it's not happening to you guys.
His gun
Yeah, I'm just
explodes
glad
in
it's
his
not
hand.
happening to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so he pulls the gun out from under his tunic, aiming it at John, and his arm's shaking, obviously, because Devona hit his dominant hand, and so he fires a shaky shot, which flies. He just completely misfires directly out the door and into wherever. Devona, what would you like to do?
Gonna try to kill the guy.
How?
Shooting him.
That's fair. Okay, roll it. You have a goal number of 16?
14.
14. Okay, roll it. Ooh, that's rough. Okay. So Devona fires a shot. John?
You know, I've had a lot of success lately with sticking sharp things into soft things that like to scream and bleed.
That's fair.
So that's my go-to at this point.
I don't blame you, to be honest. So that is how many victory points? I think it's 2. I want to say it's 2. It is 1. Okay. Roll your damage. Alright, it's 1 success. Negated by that, and then /R 3d6. Alright, so you land 1 measly little damage on him.
Well, I was trying to get out of the way of his gun, you know?
That's fair. Santino?
Okay. So there's just one guy here that he just fired his pistol off out of the door.
Trying to aim at John, but kind of shaky arm a little bit because he got shot in it, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold my action then. Or no, I'm gonna aim. I'll aim for next round.
Oh, okay. He is going to back up and try and get away from John. And he's going to roll a d20 to shoot at him again. And this time he succeeds. So that's going to be a 4 VP. That has 4 dice. 1 success. John, can you roll your armor for me?
Yeah,
Which I think was 66. Ooh, 3 successes. Alright, so...
plus my 1 defense they have.
Oh,
just
right,
for
right.
being.
Just for being. And then... Alright, so... Okay, so Devona fires a shot, yet again, and yet she misses. But John turns and tries to jab his knife. What were you trying to hit him? Where?
Center mass, abdomen.
Okay, so John lunges forward with his knife. Bless you.
Sorry.
It's okay. John lunges forward with his knives out, trying to jab to get the man in the abdomen. Just as he pushes himself away, and John only manages to scrape the man's thigh and cut it open a little bit. As he's doing this, the man shoots at John and manages to catch him just in the lower abdomen. So John, you're gonna take 1 damage, and so does he.
You know, in all fairness, though, I can't blame the guy for backing up because he's fighting a guy who brought a knife to a gunfight and will probably win.
Yeah, that's always emasculating. Alright, so back around. Devona?
I'll try one last time to shoot him.
Okay, take your shot.
Oh, sweet!
Ooh. Alright, one more time. Alright, so that's going to be 14 and 5. So 14 is going to be 7, and a 5 is going to be 2, so that's 9 victory points right there. That's no extra successes. He's going to roll his 3 for 1 success. Okay, so
Looks like 7 points of damage are going in.
that's 7 points of damage. So the man is starting to stand up. We're not gonna bother resolving the rest of it. Actually, no. You know what? We'll let it happen. John, do you want to do something? As you can see, Devona's gearing up for a shot.
I'll let Devona have this one.
All right, Santino.
Do I want to say something?
This is a golden opportunity for roleplay, or to shoot him again. No, why not?
Yeah, I'll shoot him again.
Okay, you got the +1 on this, right?
Yeah.
All right. This is what I call overkill, boys.
Sorry, let's see. There it is. Okay.
What's the goal number?
13. It's +1 from aim.
Oh,
and then
shit. All
plus
right, roll
one
again.
from.
Oh.
So you get a good 6 victory points. All right, so roll your damage. Oop. I think that's 66 for you, isn't it? Yeah, that's 2 successes. So that's gonna be 7, and then he's gonna roll his 3d6 for 1 success. All right, so now he's getting 13 damage this round. He only had like 6 to begin with. Okay, so for the sake of, I mean, obviously there's some play by the book we should do, but I'm gonna make this fun. So John stares down at him, and from behind on the stairs, Santino and Devona both fire shots almost simultaneously, and the bullet first fires a shot right through his chest, which then plinks harmlessly off of John's plasteel plate on his chest onto the ground. And just a second after, Santino's energy blast gets right to the back of his head and pretty much incinerates the whole thing. The man falls forward into the lap of the man he was previously brawling. For a moment, things seem almost silent, and then you all come back to reality and hear the brawlings happening outside, and Mama Jazi's insistent and desperate screams to, "For God fucking sake, help me with the door!"
I'll lean against the door with her.
Okay, so John's gonna get behind the door. Anyone else? Santino, Devona, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I
Big
have to
dude.
reload.
Okay, so Devona reloads. Santino and John are both going to get against the door. I think, what skill would that be? Let me see. 1 sec.
And I'm gonna make sure that Mama Jazzy is okay, like she's not hurt.
So how exactly do you say that?
I'm gonna look at her as I'm pressed against the door. I'm assuming I'm pretty close to her because we're both pressed against the same door.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's gonna give her a look and be like, "You okay?"
She looks down at you, smirks, and with a voice that you suddenly notice is lower than yours, says, "Honey, I'm more alright than you'll ever be."
Snap.
Oh, this is just a beauty mark.
So after reloading, I am gonna start aiming at the door, so in case it does fly open, I'll shoot at the first thing that tries to come in.
That's a good idea. Alright, so you're aiming, and then the two of you guys are going to try and
Do I
hold
see
against the
Devona aiming at the door?
No, you're pressed against the door.
Okay.
Unless she says something, you won't notice. So, okay. Santino and John, both of you make a strength plus athletics check. The way this is going to work, however many victory points you guys get, you want to pool. Excuse me. You're going to want to pool. Oh, where's my mouse? Hold on. There we go. I'm going to say you need at least 7 victory points. In order for this to work. No, that's wrong. 5 victory points will work. Okay, so
I got none.
and Santino got
Athletics plus strength is 12.
so you got 2 victory points. You're missing 3. Good thing for you, Mama Jazzy is strong. She has a goal number of 15.
Is she a human?
Oh! Yes, she is.
Nice.
Oh! Alright, so that's 14 victory points right there. That adds on to John's measly little 2.
Santino's
Okay,
measly
Correction,
too.
that's John's none. My
Oh, Santino's 2.
I'm
Okay,
fairly
so-
strong. I'm just not athletic.
Okay, so at this moment, with all three of you crashing against the door, so the door, you can hear it's like, or you can feel rather, and Devona can observe that it is kind of in waves where it's crashing open, tiny bits and then crashing back closed. And so on one hit, John is not quite prepared, you might say, and gets thrown directly back onto the ground and on top of the pile of two men right over here. On the other hand, Santino is pulling his weight, kind of, and as he's knocked back a little bit, he's kind of slamming himself against the door. It's truly all Mama Jazzy who is just starting to kind of get the better of this door and hold it closed until finally she shoves it closed, bolts 3 of the locks, and turns around and crashes down onto the floor, spent.
I would like to say in my own defense that I've been both shot and stabbed.
She looks over at you and says, yeah, excuses.
Who
With
shot
barely
you?
the energy- barely the energy to say it.
What about her bouncer, the burly guy? Is he alive?
He's underneath you and a dead cabin. Yeah, he's alive.
All right, I'll pick myself up and drag the body off of him and give him a hand up.
Okay. He looks at you and says, thanks, I appreciate the help. Don't mind Mama Jazzy, she's a little bit, vulgar.
Sounds like my kind of gal.
Do you say it like that?
I say it absolutely like that.
Okay. The man chuckles, looks at you, and says, the name's Robert.
John.
Mama Jazzy, who has sitting against a door which has a chair under it and 3 bolts against it, still feeling the pounding against it, but obviously to much less avail and some screaming outside, stands up and says, well, there's no use in worrying about this now. There's no way they're getting through. All the windows are barred, but well, we better get some rest in case this continues into tomorrow. And she grabs the man that you're talking to. He grabs Robert by the arm and starts dragging him up the stairs. And at this moment, you actually notice a ring on both of their ring fingers, and that she is at least 50 pounds heavier than him.
Excellent.
My girlfriend just got home. Sorry.
Do either of you guys... Are either of you guys a better medic than I am?
I am.
I think Santino's also decent.
I could probably use a little patching up.
Alright, let's see. Medic is... It's... Isn't it tech and...
It would be Physic is the skill name.
Yeah, physic.
Let me find Physic. I think it's under Science, right? Isn't it?
No, physics is a skill, but I think it's either tech or will. Or wit. I think it's wit.
I'll tell you in a moment. Where is it? These are all complementary skills. Oh, there we go. It's Wits.
And it didn't really matter because it's going to be the same number for me.
Yeah. Many solar things. First stage is rolling with Wits plus Physic.
So this is a 12 I'm going for. Oh!
That's what you were looking for?
Yes, it is.
I think
Nice.
I think he also fixed my burned leg.
Oh, well, shit. Oh my god. That's a lot of victory points. Hold on a second.
Almost got that first critical success of our team.
Yeah, if you got a critical success, I mean, I don't even know how that would work. I'm pretty sure it's like something specific, but I would just say you completely healed him. Honestly, I don't even think.
Could you make him pretty?
I probably would have been scrubbing off like any scars off his face.
Do you have any what's it called? Like equipment with you,
Yes,
Savona,
I
or
do.
yeah, I
I've got
have a
some.
med kit. I actually have a surgical kit.
hold on. Oh, it's if successful, the injured character heals 1 vitality level immediately. So you get 1 vitality level back, John. And what were you using, Devona?
My surgical kit.
I don't know how surgical kit works in this. Hold on. Let me check.
It's-
For your information, John, you will heal 1 vitality level, 1 per week. And
Okay.
yes, that's
How
yeah,
much
okay.
damage did he take? Like 3?
Yeah, just 3.
You said surgical kit, Devona?
yes.
I'm not seeing that in my.
It's under technology. It's page 286 in the book.
Oh, I put 28. That's not right.
You know, this battle should have been over. Maybe could have been over a lot quicker because I just realized my trench knife does 3 + 1.
Yeah.
3 + 1 as in. What do you mean?
Like 3d6 and then +1.
Oh.
That means 1 extra die or just 1? Well,
No,
like
just
automatically
one.
1 damage.
I think it's just 1 damage extra.
Yeah, that's the way I was reading it. Was just it's like an automatic 1 damage plus the whatever the dice show the victory points.
Cool.
So the surgical kit comes with 10 doses of painkiller, stainless steel surgical tools, a cauterizing laser, which stops bleeding for 10 charges, a stitcher.
I feel like Mama Jazzy's got all the painkiller I want behind the bar.
I'm just looking. I'm trying to find. It doesn't say anything about like what that all literally means.
I think it's more for in the field if I give him a painkiller, like on the spot. The
Yeah, I guess.
only thing I see my character doing is actually probably stitching him up.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got 2 physics kits also, so
Okay. Um. All right. So we'll say that your surgery kit did just fine, Devona. It didn't help you at all because these are all actually, I think, just the necessities for healing someone. But you patched John up just fine.
I also think it says somewhere that you have to have a kit to do first aid.
Hmm.
I think it says somewhere that you have to have a kit of some type to do first aid.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, so John, you get patched up by Devona, so now you only have 2 vitality levels lost. Isn't that great for you?
that is excellent news for me.
Santino and Devona, I don't think you took any damage. Mama Jazzy drags her mans upstairs. Everyone else kind of stares apprehensively at the door. And a few people actually pile up a couple of tables onto it, afraid that something else might happen. Afraid of some other incident. Do you guys head back upstairs and go to bed for a few more hours?
Yes.
Actually, I just remembered that I have a Squawker headset, and I'm gonna try and see if I can use it to contact anybody at the Muster Guild.
Okay. What was it called, the thing you had?
Squawker.
Squawker headset.
Squawker. Okay, I don't think
It's basically a
It's-
walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
No, I know what it is. I'm just not sure if it's specifically like, there's any no, there's no rules. Okay. So yeah.
Wait,
You try
before
to
you
get-
say something, he starts using it and he gets me on accident. I says, get off my line.
I mean, I'm assuming I can find the Muster Guild frequency fairly easily.
So yeah, you play around with it a little bit, and you finally you click to a new channel, and you hear some voices talking about. You hear some voices about something. You catch the words "taking in new merchandise," and at that moment, do you say something to them, or do you?
Absolutely. I'm gonna get on the channel and identify myself and ask them if they have any information about the situation going on.
Um, so you tell them that you're a sergeant.
Yes.
Um, so the voice clicks off for a second, and there's a moment of silence, and then you hear a click again, and it comes back, and a man says, back into the squawker, "What are your credentials again, Sergeant?" I'm assuming you give him like a badge number or something.
Yeah, whatever identification.
Okay, so there's another moment of silence, and he says, "Riots in the streets. These people think that Everlight's falling out of the sky or something like that, but all that we're really concerned with is it's a good time to take in some new merchandise, if you know what I mean."
I absolutely understand, and if I wasn't barricading it behind this door right now, I'd probably bring you a couple.
So there's a moment after you say that, the rest of the people who are standing by the door, kind of barricading a little bit, look up at you and look like kind of not disgusted, but like fuck you kind of thing.
Hang on, it looks like I've got a volunteer here.
They all just look down again, making no eye contact.
So is there any information I can get besides people think the moon's gonna crash and they're just rioting in the streets?
That's all there really is that you can find out for now, I guess.
Is anybody trying to restore order or?
Everyone is. That is a part of a guild of some sort. There's the muster are kind of just taking advantage of the situation. You know that the church is trying to break things up out that door, outside the door, but without much success. As last time you checked, they're still rioting as far as you can hear.
Can we? Is there like a window down here? Can we see out the window or see it like out of it?
It's all boarded up. But you can. There were windows upstairs that you could look out of.
I want to go back upstairs and look out the window and see if anybody like near the entrance, near the door, anything like that. Like, is there anybody like that's not a rioter? Like, that's obviously more like looking for help, or you know what I mean?
You can't see the door from your window.
Okay.
Out in the streets, all you can see, it's just a living, breathing creature that's fighting. You know what I mean? That crowd is just thick, dense people pushing each other and fighting with each other, and there's looting occurring, obviously. Things look very, very similar to when you last saw them.
I got a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I radio the engineer guild there?
Mm-hmm. So you click onto their channel, and there is currently nothing, but you have identified that this is their channel. What do you say?
I'm gonna say, entered rank Devona here seeking information about the terraforming project.
You are met with silence.
She is totally not sure what to do now. She knows she's not a good people person.
So here's what I go back downstairs, and I'm like, here's what I think we should do. I think we should open that door real quick and try to grab somebody, and get some information out of them before we go out there ourselves.
She's gonna look at you confused.
I think we should lay low for a little bit until this blows over.
Devona will...
You open that door and try and get one person in here. a dozen are gonna pour in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Logic speaks with Slaver.
Oh, and where's Mama Jazzy?
She went upstairs.
Yeah, I want to go knock on her door, see what she's up to.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
think you want to know.
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
that
listen to the door.
I'm gonna say that you hear y-
Sade?
how do I put this gently?
Bait Chico, wow wow.
You hear, the sounds of a consenting couple making children. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm like, Mama Jazzy, this ain't no time for love.
Did you actually yell that?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to her about what she was outside. She's the only one that can help us. Was anybody else in the room or in the hotel outside previously that we can talk to?
No, she wasn't either though.
Oh,
She
she was in. She was.
I mean, she threw a guy out, so she saw what was happening, but she saw just as much as you did, if not less.
Okay.
At this moment, everyone's just kind of crowding upstairs to get into their beds. A few people remain down to watch the door.
Well, seems like I agree with Havelock here that it's not worth going outside in this.
My character goes to bed.
All right, so are you all going to bed?
I'm gonna sit downstairs, watch the door, and help myself to a drink.
All right. Are you gonna wait until morning? I mean, the sun is rising, but it's not all the way up yet. It's probably around like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that with my character's history, he's gone plenty of nights with not a full 8 hours of sleep.
That's fair. Okay, so the next morning comes. You hear the sounds outside die down, John, but very little. Eventually, by around 8 or 9 in the morning, things are calmer. There's no one pounding against the door anymore, although there's still some yelling in the streets. But it's significantly less. When Devona and Santino come downstairs, by that point in time, the door has mostly been unbarricaded by the other guests and is open for you to go out of, if you will.
Cool.
Do you guys want to head outside or what?
Yeah. What do we?
We'll take a look outside.
All right, taking a glance out there.
Excuse me.
Taking a glance outside, you can see that things are, compared to yesterday, not last night, yesterday, much more chaotic, and there's no one sitting in the street quietly. There's still people running around. There's still some fights going on here and there, but nothing compared to what was going on last night. You see that you recognize the the uniforms of the Sanctuary Aeon, which, do you guys know what that is?
Nope.
No.
Okay. The Sanctuary Aeon is a sect of the church. They are, generally when you think of the church, you think of, the Inquisition. It's a very Inquisition-esque church. The Sanctuary Aeon is it's the most genuinely loved sect of the church, and probably most genuinely loved guild of any sect of any of the any of them overall. They actually genuinely help people. Their philosophy is based in peace and keeping people safe, healing, and truly executing the Pan Creator's will. This is the White Mage from Final Fantasy, if that helps you. So you see that the priests are working tirelessly among these masses to give them, something to grab onto, some bit of hope. And specifically, you see a woman clad a little bit more regally, is maybe not be the right word, but she looks more important, and she's actually just outside the door of Mama Jazzy's, breaking up a fight between two men, like a fist fight.
Well, we talked about stopping by the Engineers Guild, the Muster Guild, to see if anybody knew anything about this Terraformer guy. Is that still the plan?
Yes. Maybe
Yeah,
this
sounds good.
woman knows.
What's
And
that?
pointing to the woman who looks important. Maybe she'll
Um,
help.
Remember what happened last time you tried to help someone?
No, this is a church person.
So okay, so we went outside to talk to the church person. You're talking about Devona?
Well, you said she looked important, right?
she looks like she's the leader of the Sanctuary Aeon group here, and she's in the middle of breaking up a fight. As a matter of fact, she looks over at the three of you and cries, "A little help over here!"
Yeah, I'm gonna go help her grapple or whatever I gotta do to one of the fighters or whatever.
Okay, so
I'm gonna just call over there. Let the pan creator help.
she gives a knowing smirk at you, John, but then kindly welcomes your help, Santino. I'm not
I'm
gonna
like,
need
and
it.
I yeah, and I tell her, I'm like, yeah, don't worry about that guy. He can be an a-hole sometimes.
As you're pushing these two men apart, and she kind of gives one of them a kick in the behind as he um, kind of skulks away after being broken apart from the man he was fighting. Um, the two men kind of wander off in the opposite directions after you break them up, and the woman extends her hand to you and says, "Sister Elishay, thank you for your help. The Pen Creator thanks you."
Yeah, and I say, you're welcome, you're welcome. I'm like, so, excuse me. And I basically asked her, like, what, what's going on? Like, what happened last night? We had to deal with some thugs and stuff like that, but otherwise, we didn't want to come out in the streets. Can you tell us anything about what happened?
Well, hold on, let me pull something here. Okay, so she kind of looks down and back up and kind of murmurs, "Well, rumors that Everlight is going to crash into Pandemonium have not exactly helped with the already high tensions on the planet. The Mantis Guard maybe didn't help in starting a few fights, all of that together along with, well, and make a the skill I'm looking for here. Hold on. Skills. It would be influence plus
Perception, presence.
presence. That's the one. Presence. Thank you.
Nice.
Influence and presence. What's the goal number there?
13.
13. Do you have anything that affects this?
Oh, I have honest, which is +2 presence.
Nice. So give a +2 to it.
So does that mean I permanently have like 9 presence, or I just?
Yeah, if you want to write 9 presence and then just write on the thing already applied.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so then it's 9 plus 6 influence, so 15.
15. All right. Go ahead. Nice. Okay. So she kind of bends a little closer to you and whispers behind her hand, there's also been tell of an engineer around here that has been causing a stir, which, well, when rumors spread a little further that he might be causing these problems.
I ask, do you have a name for this engineer?
She shrugs and says, "No, I haven't heard anything specific as far as a name goes, although the name, well, I have heard the name Endemar, but I'm not sure if it applies to this man. I just know that there was an engineer about that was concerning him, and Well, there was a man actually at the sanctuary, which is what they refer to as like their church. There was a man at the sanctuary who uh, might be applied to that name, but whatever the case, we took him in because he asked for our help.
Uh, do I know what a sanctuary is? Like, what she means by sanctuary?
Common knowledge, it's the Church of Sanctuary Aeon, so it's like it's just a regular church for them,
Okay.
for that specific sect. Oh, let me move you guys back to the map right here. Oh,
You walked in, it's like, sanctuary, sanctuary.
Amalthean mission,
Where was it? Sorry.
right here.
Oh, there we go. And where are we again? We're in.
Right over here.
Okay. Cool. And I'm like, oh, thank you, for the information. We'd like to help out and see what's going on here. And what's your name, by the way?
She chuckles and says, "I already introduced myself. My name is Sister Elishay."
Oh yes, it's Relish.
Do you guys remember what? Hold on. Let me scroll back a sec. Yeah, did I tell you, by the way, the name of the engineer that you were sent to look for?
Yes, you did.
What is it?
I think it was the same one that she just said.
Yeah, it is. I'm just making sure you guys recognize that. Okay, move on.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. What engineer? Who told us to go seek out the engineer?
It
The
was
Lords.
Cole von Heller.
Okay. Sorry, it's been a while.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I thank her, and I'm assuming, and I'm assuming that you stay at the sanctuary as well.
She says, "Yes, that is where we all live," and she gestures to a few other men on the street who are trying to break up fights and whatnot.
Okay. General knowledge-wise, what do we know about these people? Like, are they the healers basically? Like,
Yes, they're the
it's
healers.
it's a church/hospital situation.
It's their sect of the church, but like I said before, the church is mostly like Inquisition type, where like people are afraid of them. Sanctuary Aeon is actually genuinely loved because their philosophy is help people, no matter what.
Okay. So I just let her know I'm like, and if we need to stop by the sanctuary, my buddy Havelock tends to get himself into trouble, and we might need some of your healing abilities.
She nods to you and says, "You are always welcome at the sanctuary."
Again, I thank her, and I head back to the hotel.
Okay, so you guys discuss.
Yeah. So I've heard about Endemar again from our friend Sister Eloche. And did we get any information from the nobles, by the way, about where he is?
No, none at all.
No.
Okay.
We were supposed to find him.
Okay, cool. So sounds like we wanted to head to to talk to the engineers and talk to the musters. Which one first?
You're not going to tell us about the...
Yeah, I share all information. It's a short conversation, and I tell John that he's made a friend for life with the sister.
After you told us that information, I say, let's go to the church. They have him.
Yeah, plus I'm not sure a friend for life is applicable to someone who's been excommunicated.
So
well,
you
it's
guys
never too late. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you guys gonna head to the sanctuary then?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way through the town, and like I said, there are still like small riots going on, but there's very little, and the church officials don't exactly have it under control, but they're not in dire need of any help other than unless they ask for it. But no one says anything to you guys.
What are we seeing like on the streets? Is it just like bombed out, like destroyed?
It's a panic. There are a lot of things on fire. People are fighting. People are looting, but there's a lot less people in the streets. You may presume that it's because a lot of them actually left the city. A lot of them, and then the other half of them are currently in the streets, and then the other half of them are in their homes hiding.
So it's like an Antifa event.
A what?
Antifa?
Antiva?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's Antiva?
Anarcho communists in the U.S. They're causing riots and fires and all sorts of collateral damage. Smashing up buildings and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. What's this sanctuary look like?
So you guys make your way to the sanctuary, and it's kind of like a light in the darkness situation where there's just, it's a beautiful white building which has miraculously no graffiti on it, nothing of that sort, and there's open doors, and above it words in an ancient language that none of you know or can recognize, or what's it called? You may recognize it, but you don't know exactly what it says. But it's the kind of thing that, inscribed above a church door. There are people coming and going, people in Sanctuary Aeon uniform, and then, drunks, things like that, people with wounds from the previous night, and they are coming and going as they please from the building.
Okay. So, I asked Devona, so you think that they're housing the engineer here, is what you're thinking?
You said that the priestess was talking about him seeking asylum here.
Did she say that?
She said there's an engineer that they have that may go by the name Endamar, but she's not sure.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought that was just a name. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we go in there.
Okay, so you're greeted at the front door by a young man in Sanctuary uniform who kind of grabs John by the arm and says, "Oh my, this is a." He looks at there's like a big gash that's on his arm from when he was, or no, sorry, it was on his lower abdomen, I think. Yeah, the gash that's on his lower abdomen from when he was shot/stabbed, and says, "Hold on, let me help you with that," and starts to drag him to a room where he can help you.
I am going to resist.
Like violently, or just resist?
Like, I don't want to be dragged anywhere by any member of the church.
Okay, so you just hold your ground, basically?
Yeah, and I'll also be like, no, don't touch it.
Well,
It's fine.
I whisper to John, I lean over and I'm like, let him take us in there so, once we're in there we can go look around on our own. Otherwise they might not let us in.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. As much as I don't like it, yeah, I'll go along with it.
Is this not the wound I stitched up earlier?
You stitched it up, but obviously it's not going to be as good as divine healing.
Okay.
So
my character's also kind of like annoyed by this as well, because she's like, what, my metaskill skills isn't good enough.
So he takes John by the arm. Like, at first, when John resists, he seems kind of confused, but then when he gives in, starts to pull him towards the back and behind a front desk sort of situation, into the back of the building. And
I lean over, by the way, to the priest and say, my friend here doesn't like to be handled. He's a dangerous man, but we will follow you.
The man looks a little bit frightened and lets go of John and just says, "Follow me," and walks back into the. And he seems a little bit more prudent, a little bit more guarded against John now because he recognizes that he's John. That'll do.
Hey, look who's playing for honor.
What are you saying I'm already getting a
Jin playing
reputation
for
on
honor?
this
What
planet?
the fuck?
What do we see on the way walking through this place? Is it like bustling? Is it like
It's not bustling, but it's certainly a little bit busy. There's, people being tended to by priests that are doing their best to. They're praying for different people. Different people are just resting on cots in their rooms. That's about it. I mean, there's not much more to it.
any guards or anything?
Guards, not really, but there are definitely priests walking around.
So the priest that's tending to me, I'm gonna say like, hey, we were looking for a friend of ours. We got separated a little while back when a lot of this first started. We think he might be in trouble though, and we came here looking for him. Endemar, does that sound familiar?
Okay, so give me a presence and influence check.
Can I boost that to be like, he's my colleague?
Yeah, you can. That'll just translate to a +2, I think.
Hang on, I've got to look up my influence. The character sheet that I'm looking at doesn't have it on there.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a throat something or other.
Oh, it's all good.
All right, you said presence and influence.
Yes. What's your goal?
11.
All right, let's do this.
You get a +2 because I'm saying that, and I clearly am an engineer.
You said it was a 9?
No, it was 11 before the modifier.
Oh, sick. So you get a 4 victory points. Okay, so that's all right. So he says, you're familiar with Endemar, and he kind of looks at you guarded, and I'm going to stress that this was actually a 9 that you were aiming for because, well, you were a little bit rude to him, and he notices the slave brand on. Where is your slave brand?
On my head.
Okay, yeah, he notices that. No, he picks up on that, and but yeah, he.
In all fairness, though, it's a slave brand. It's not a slaver brand.
Right. But yeah, he says, well, yes, we know Endemar here. But let me tend to your wound for it first.
That's fine. I just wanted to know that the guy's okay because we've been worried about him.
He says, yes, he's okay for now.
Anybody else feel like adding to this?
What were you rolling for? You were rolling just fine. So you just got information that he was okay, Endemar? Sorry, I was looking at something in the book.
And clearly this priest knows where he's at or has a pretty good idea.
Could I try to bluff him by saying like, I need to double check on notes for the project we are working on?
Sure, you can say that. I'm going to have you do presence and influence. You're going to take -2 for lying. You're going to take -2 because it's conversation. So that's 4.
I'm going to take a whole lot of negatives.
Another -2 because he's a stranger.
It's a church officer.
Oh, another 2 for the church officer. So that's 8 now? No, 10. 10?
It's an automatic failure. No, I'm just hoping that he can understand that I'm an engineer.
So Devona just does some like autistic mumbling at him.
Pretty
I'm
much.
guessing, yeah. Just like, yeah. And then he's like,
She just starts ranting off a bunch of tech talk and talking about random stuff that would clearly be over his head.
and he
I
says,
give Devona a little. I give Devona a little pull on the elbow and say, "How about you let me do the talking?"
Okay.
he says, I'm not sure that there is any project that you and Endemar are working on. He looks at you really like suspicious, and he steps away from you a little bit.
So I want to. I say to the priest. I say, sorry about my somewhat awkward friend here, but we are actually on a mission from um, Cole von Heller. Is that the name?
Yes.
From Cole von Heller, and we have a very important message for Endemar from von Heller, and I asked nicely if you can take us to meet him.
Give me a presence and influence roll,
That's what I'm good at.
and you are going to take a minus. Let me think. -4 to this roll because of something you said, and I'll tell you what it is after. What is your goal number now?
It's
It'd be 11 now, isn't it?
ooh yeah, that kind of sucks. So it's 6 plus 7, so it's 13.
So it's 9.
But I do have the poor liar curse, which is a -2.
Ooh,
Well, you're not lying.
it's a
You
7.
know,
Are we
I
lying?
noticed,
It's true. That is not lying.
Okay, it's not lying then. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I had this in hand.
Ooh, all right. So he looks really confused, and he says, "Well, I don't know why Von Heller would have any message for Endemar, and if you come from him, well, I'm not sure, but yes, I can show you to. Well, I can't show you to him. I have my responsibilities here, but I can tell you where to find him."
Good enough, I say.
He says, "Well," he like pulls out a pen and writes the address on your hand, Santino.
And his phone number.
No, there are no phones.
Does he dot the I with the heart?
Of course, of course.
I
Okay,
do
so
have the handsome blessing. I understand.
Ah, yes. So he writes his name onto your. Hold on a second. Yeah, they're going to write his name onto your hand, and then he, I guess, forgot about John's wounds and just walks away.
Okay, so he just wrote down the name Endemar?
No, he wrote down the address.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Is it where's the address? Where does it say it is?
It says that it's somewhere in the slums that you know how to figure it out where it is.
It's in the slums. Okay.
To be specific, it is right around what?
I'm sorry, I was already pointing at the map. Go for it.
Oh, okay. It's right over on the edge of the alien slums, far from the East Lane, right around here in this corner right here. But it's not in the
Cool.
alien slums.
You know, I just want to point out that this is very typical of the church, promising a lot but not delivering on anything.
Yeah, understood.
Devona will nod.
So you guys gonna head over there?
Where are we at? We're in just in like a
The
hospital room sort of thing?
Amalthean mission, yeah.
So it was
What's-
gonna be on the way because we'll be going like this.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if we
Yeah,
can...
it's only 30 feet away. We haven't, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so
No.
I look at you guys and ask, should we head over and see if we can find this Endemar?
Yes.
I think that's a good idea, but I also think we should be careful and keep our eyes peeled.
So
Yeah, sounds good.
you guys, are you guys gonna go onto the East Lane, or are you gonna go through the slums?
What's the choice? So, like 2 different ways to go, you're saying?
Yeah, well, you can go just directly through the slums, or you can go back out onto the East Lane and then down into the alien slums.
Especially with all the rioting and craziness. Um, I'd suggest to the guys East Lane, or guys and girls to the East Lane, but the Alien Slums might be more fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if there's trouble, it's gonna be in a big open spot like the East Lane.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, so let's travel through the Alien Slums.
All right, so you guys head out of the Amalthean mission, start making your way towards the slums. Excuse me. And traipsing the streets of the slums, which you recognize wonderfully from yesterday. They're just as ugly as they were before, but now there's looting going on, and that's just fantastic. So, on your way over, you basically come across, I mean, you see groups of, church members. There are some engineers actually trying to help people break up fights, things like that. They're trying to keep order, and especially the Mantis Knights, but they're a little bit more violent about it. But once you are almost there, you actually cross paths with a large group of muster men.
Were any of the Mantis Knights my friend, by the way? Did I happen
No.
to notice that? Okay.
No.
Which one? The one you tried to break the arm, or the one you stabbed almost to death?
Either or. I make friends everywhere.
I asked John real quick before we get to the musters, like, what is like? I want to understand like what is his relationship with the musters, and like, do you have a problem with the musters at all because you have that slave brand?
No, I'm good. We're good.
He is a muster.
Cool. Okay.
So you start crossing.
I mean, as far as I know, we're solid. I'll wave to the guys, give them a salute, whatever.
So the man that's in front of them, who's wearing the trademark Chainer's helmet with some graffiti across the front of it, maybe almost like war paint. His men are wreaking havoc in the streets more than trying to help prevent it. And crossing your paths, he you guys pass each other, and as he's passing you all, he kind of gives you all a quick up down of what are you guys doing, what are you up to, but doesn't say anything. But you catch something in his glimpse as if he knows something odd about what's going on.
Does he have any rank insignia?
Yeah, he is, oh god, what's the name? He's
Lieutenant? Captain?
Private? Hold on. There are 5 ranks and you're the second one, right?
That is correct.
There's 6 ranks.
Okay, he's the 4th or 5th one, I think, because his rank is the leader of the muster guild on this planet.
It'd probably be a captain.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, he definitely wore in some sort of a salute or greeting or something like that, I'm sure.
So as you pass him, you salute him?
If that's what the Muster Guild does, yes.
That would happen. And as he passes you, he looks at you and spits on the ground by your feet. And then kind of looks at you, and he looks at you with this thing that's almost like, I got my eyes on you, but he doesn't say anything.
Is there a problem, sir?
As he's walking away, he turns back around and says, No problem at all, sir. I don't know what your problem is.
I have no problem.
He turns and starts to walk away again.
I'll let him go.
I'm like, I thought you were good.
I don't know why he's spitting on my feet.
Is that not a spit sign?
Yeah, I'm like, I thought you were cool with the musters, John.
I mean, I just talked to him a couple hours ago. We were cool.
At this moment, you actually notice a group of ships out of the center. You know how there's the spaceport is in the center of the map right here. So at the moment that this happens, you hear, and like generally speaking, you can see, cargo ships, tankers, things like that, taking off from the spaceport. However, it's right now when a couple of small passenger ships, which make a lot more noise because they move a lot faster, take off and bolt up into the sky, away from Pandemonium and towards the jump gate beyond. And then no sooner has this happened than a man who is at that moment watching the interaction between John and his superior officer jumps down from his hovel and runs to John and like shakes him and then screaming, and then runs over to the mustermen and yells, "Oh Lord, the engineers have left! The engineers have left! We're doomed!" And then the leader of the muster guild turns around with his whip in hand and kind of slaps it around this man's neck and throws him to the ground and kicks him in the throat. The man chokes on the ground and and he's just choking on the pavement as the rest of the mustermen kind of laugh and they walk away.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So what do you guys want to do? Just head over to where you have the address for Endomar's place?
Yeah, we'll check that out, I guess. I mean, we're already here, right?
You're like, close by, maybe a block or two away.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so you guys come to this small little like tenement amongst the other crowded, huddled buildings of this entire sector, and you can see the visible divide between the areas for the aliens and the areas for the humans. However, this building stands as a sad little cross between the two of them, as shitty as the humans without as shitty as the human tenements, and yet just as disgusting and dirty as the alien ones. And upon going inside, well, I'm assuming you guys will go inside.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so heading into the little room which makes up this pretty much the entire address that you've been given. There's a small room, and inside of it is it's a workplace almost. There's a cot in the corner, a desk, and things on the desk that correspond to it's all in Earth tech, which only Devona can understand. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I asked Devona, what she can read, or what is it?
I'm gonna go read and analyze everything I see.
Okay, so that would be I guess that would be whichever of the sciences you have, I guess, would apply. Which science? Actually, no. It would be. It would be investigation or observe, whichever one you have. Higher, you can choose.
All right.
What's your goal number?
Let me look. Let's see. Investigation and observe.
Choose whichever one, add it to perception, and roll that.
Okay.
What is it? Or what's the goal number?
Perception is the PER, right?
Yes.
All right, so it's 14.
14. All right. Let's do this.
Is there any fate points?
So, you don't pick up much. I mean, your Earth tech is a little rusty, we'll say. You can see that there's a lot about, there's Second Republic tech, but that's not something that seems terribly out of the ordinary to you, especially because you're aware that he's an engineer, and that's something that greatly interests the engineers. Nothing else you can pick up, sadly.
What type of Second Republic tech is there?
It's just various different things about like think machines and other Second Republic tech. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The kind of things that you would find in a really cool like cache of Second Republic technology. If it was just like a cool like gathering of it all.
I'm sorry, but I was looking something up in the player's book. But so this guy's not here. He's gone, right?
No, he is not here. But he also can't afford a lock on his door.
I mean, does it look like he's left? I'm gonna start looking for like clothes. Like, did he pack up and go somewhere, or is he just not here now?
All right, give me either investigation or observe, your choice. And perception.
My character will say he's left a lot of valuable equipment here. So either he had to leave in a hurry or he was taken. I mean, that is astounding thing, right? So he wouldn't just leave all this engineer tech around.
Well, I mean, he could just be out, but that's entirely possible. I don't know. What was the goal number, John?
12.
12. All right, cool. So I just want to make sure that there's nothing that applies here specifically. No. All right, so you got a 10, which is 5 victory points. Very nice. Okay, so you look around. Instead of looking on the desk, I mean, you're concerned more with the other things around the room. You can find signs that he was still here, and quite recently. He's still living here, as far as you can tell. Hidden under his cots, you can find under his cot. You can find some more notes, more in Earth Tech, and you've actually, after glancing around a little bit, and there's a hidden door at the back of the room, which is hidden behind like his suitcase, and it's small, maybe about half the size of a man, so not a normal door. Upon opening it and going inside, you find a pile of 5 or 6 bloodied dead bodies, and among them, some of them look characteristically like they've been devoured, partially eaten.
What has?
The bodies.
Okay.
I mean, eaten by something big, or eaten like gnawed on by rats.
All you can tell is that the flesh hasn't been eaten away, but bite size, big.
I mean, is there any sign of what killed them other than the obvious, their flesh being eaten?
No.
Well, that's interesting.
Hey, can I do a medical test to see if I can identify what might have taken bites out of them?
I would say, yeah, you could do a physic roll for that. So what would be your goal number? That would be perception and physic.
Perception and physic? Alright, that would be a 10.
Go ahead. Nope, you have no idea.
I'm going to try and make the same roll.
Your physic and perception. What's your goal number?
10.
All right.
Not the...
Also no. All right, so...
Hey, John, did you pass me the notes you found under the bed?
Yeah, I mean, when I find something, I've alerted you guys to what I found.
So you take a good read at that, Devona, and this you're not going to need to make a roll for. It's a little bit clearer. There are, drawings and things like that, but more specifically, names of specific Second Republic technology, which you especially find fascinating. And beside them, and more importantly, prices.
Ooh. What did I find?
It would seem to you that you found a list of appraisals.
Can I look on the desk and see if there's any of those items on the table?
No,
that's
there
on the
are
list? Okay.
The things on his table are just kind of like gadgets and a different equipment, but nothing like, not Second Republic technology. Nothing that you don't have.
Alright. Does it say the shop said that he got the appraisal from?
No, it looks as though he did the appraising.
Oh, okay.
It does not say anything about who it was for, but it does give a location or a vague one.
Well, I'll notify everyone about this location. It seems that there was some business being done at this general area.
I asked,
Um,
I asked Devona, appraisals of what?
Very, very nice second-hand Republic tech.
Like, how much are their appraisals for? How much money are we talking about here?
How much money is it?
each thing individually or all together?
The individual things.
Uh,
And
at,
a
at the cheapest, we're talking probably thousands of Firebirds. At the most expensive, there's a special think machine that you see there that could be in excess of 1 million or 2 million Firebirds.
many millions worth of Firebirds.
Okay, so some big deals going on. Okay.
Very
Listen,
big.
guys, I know we're not robbers, but should we plan a robbery?
What do you want to rob?
I mean, we've got a location of where these things might
It's
be.
vague. It's vague. All it tells you is that it's in the guild sector, somewhere behind a large, brick building.
Sounds to me like a treasure map.
Sounds to me like
The only way that you're
notes.
actually, it doesn't specifically say like cryptically like that, but it specifically says in Endomar's notes that he made, just kind of like as a general note, that it was something that when he'd gone, he had passed by a brick building and gone behind it.
Well, in all seriousness, I'm going to explain that, show him the signs that this guy's been here recently. It looks like he's probably coming back. So,
I got a question.
What's up?
Did we ever get the species of Indamar?
Species? No,
Nothing.
you didn't.
So sounds like, I mentioned to these guys that, or guys and girls, that maybe we should check with the engineers, to get some more information on Endemar. Like,
I think the engineers left.
oh, are we in the? No, we're in the slums, right?
No, but you saw those ships take off, and there was the
Oh,
man
wait.
yelling that the engineers left.
And also, Devona got silenced when she tried to contact the engineers.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Um,
Here's my question. Is it worth splitting up and having somebody stay back here and wait to see if this cat comes back?
I would say no, especially if he is like the Yeti species that would just trounce one of us one-on-one.
Oh, I'm not saying sit here like hide in his room, but wait across the street, something.
Actually, as you guys are having this discussion, hold on a second, actually.
So we have this conversation. He comes in, it's like, "Wah!"
Give me 1 sec, I'm sorry. Where did it go? Hold on, there's one specific thing I'm looking for, but I don't know where it went.
While you're looking for that, not to be a buzzkill, but this is about my 15-minute warning.
That's
that I
fair,
gotta
yeah.
wrap
No,
up.
I gotta get going soon, too, actually.
Alright.
So I'm gonna resolve this last thing, and then we can get going. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, let me just see if I can find the thing I was looking for. Where'd it go? Here we go. Okay. So as you guys are having this conversation, a couple of men in Avestite uniforms. Do you guys know what the Avestites are?
Aren't they part of the
Yes.
church?
No.
Okay. They are well. So there specifically is an Inquisition in the church. However, it is dominated by the Avestites. The Avestites are exactly the opposite of the Amalthians. They are feared, and they like to take the whole sinners will die by the Pancreator's fire thing seriously by using actual flamethrowers to kill sinners. And
How do they feel about people that have been excommunicated?
not great, not great at all. I gotta tell you. At this moment, there's a couple of men in these uniforms which are tramping around outside, and you hear words. You catch the word cannibalism and the word Endemar. And it is at this moment that when you take another glance back at those dead bodies, John, you notice that those are human bite marks.
Probably time to leave.
These investigators are outside the door, like walking by.
They're like walking by, standing in the street outside. They're not looking directly at you guys, but they're outside in the street.
Okay.
Is there a second doorway out of here?
No, this is a small room, and actually, as you guys take this moment to soak this in, they're starting to walk to the door.
So this isn't a room like in a building. This is just a room that with the door, one door leading to the outside.
The way that it's structured is essentially that there's one door which leads to the room. There's that other room which you found that's filled with dead bodies. I'm not, in there. And then there's basically it's kind of like a staircase outside. I don't know if you've ever seen what's the name of the movie? Streetcar Named Desire. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, well, the way that the building's structured there, where it's kind of like one floor where it's just kind of one big room, and a second floor where it's again just one big room. So this is
second. Were we on the second floor?
On the first floor. So I'm gonna leave it there that they're walking towards the door, and we'll leave it there for now so we can get to the experience stuff so that we can all be on our way. Sound good?
Well, looks like another fine mess you gentlemen have gotten me into.
All right. Cool. So that was fun. All right.
Yeah, we got to get combat down better, but
No, that was a good session, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, personally, my strong point has always been more on the storytelling side and on the combat side, but seeing as none of us have ever done it before, I'm sure we'll get it done eventually.
Yeah.
Well, we now have a system that works. We all do our roles, and then you just tell the story afterwards, and we repeat.
Yeah, we got it down a little bit better by the end. I'm hoping that by our next fight, which may be soon, who knows, we will have a better idea going on of how it's going to work.
I'm gonna read through the book. I spent the last 2 weeks on vacation reading through like the entire D&D handbook, so it
mixes. I know what you mean. It gets a little mixed.
Yeah.
I also feel like, it's going to be a couple of sessions, but eventually we'll get to the point where we have to stop referring to our character sheets for common roles.
Yeah, like fight and all that stuff.
Well, do you guys take some time, and I'm going to do this too, if you go to macros, the fourth tab on upper right corner,
Yeah.
start adding in macros for common things. Like, my guy's good in like a soldier leader sort of thing, like influence and perception, and I think we should have a conversation next time about what we're good at, so that we can have one of us that's good at it do it, depending on the situation, of course.
Like not have Devona do the talking.
Yeah, that's growing pains.
So and also, like, I'm not terrible at talking to people, but like when I'm in the middle of weaving this nice web of lies, not have you guys counteract it immediately.
Yeah, what I totally missed that. What were you lying about?
I told the priest that we were friends with what's his name, Endemar, and we were kind of worried about him because we got separated before this whole thing started. We heard he came to Pandemonium, so we just came to follow up, make sure he was okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, my character is very noble and soldierly, so it's like he's not very smart either. Just like a typical I wouldn't say.
No, I get it. Your character is more like the West Point the West Point graduate, whereas
Yeah,
my
exactly.
character's the guy that got his stripes in the trenches.
And
Yeah.
the good-looking West Point graduate, may I
Oh,
tell you.
thank you. Yeah. I know. Took handsome and tall.
It's like you two are the polar opposites. You're the down dirty fighter, and he's the little commander.
The upright.
Right, like Santino's got this whole honor and glory thing in his head, and I've got visions of intestines spilling on the floor in mine.
Yeah, like those dead guys in the room and the guy you stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, all right, so
XP wise.
yes, XP. I'm gonna give you guys 3 because you found Endamar's place, which I was not actually expecting you guys to be able to do this session. So good job. Character
Is it 6
performed.
total?
What?
We have 3 XP so far, so 6 total.
I guess, yeah.
No, we've gotten 3 in the past from each game, so this would make us 9.
Okay.
Extra experience. A great deed. I don't know if any of you performed a great deed.
We saved Mama. Big Mama.
No, Majazi?
Yeah.
She
I
saved
wouldn't
us.
say I wouldn't say that's a great deed because yeah, she saved you guys.
Devona did do a amazing job with the surgery kit.
Player role played well. I'm going to give John one for sure. Devona. Did you role play well? Yeah, I will give you 1. And Santino, I think you also did a pretty good job. So you all get 1 more, so that makes 4. And then character learned something new. Devona and yeah, no, I'll give you all 1 more for that. So that makes 5 total. So that puts you all at around 11, I think.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
So, if we're not, I mean, I don't know what happened to Jin, but if Jin's not going to be playing and stuff like that, can we try to do like more often?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I had a vacation last week. That's my apologies.
And I got jammed up at work on Mondays, so that was unfortunately that's unavoidable for me occasionally, but usually not on Monday. That's not usually a big day for us.
I mean, at this point, since we're dealing with, I'm gonna try and get in contact with Jin, and if I can't, then I'm just gonna kick him because we need someone who we can be in contact with.
Yeah. And someone that's not playing a game during session.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I thought I saw that he was in the Discord chat earlier today.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get in contact with him. If I can't, I'll just put out an LFG for a new gamer. And as far as their catching up goes, I mean, they may take a little while, but yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Quick question, and if we're not, it's not a big deal. But are we open to changing the day or the time at all?
time, no. Day, I'd be open to. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, it's just like I don't know what everybody else's schedule is, but I get off work at 3:30. I'm home by 4 Central Time, which is 5 Eastern, which I think most of you guys are on.
Yeah.
I'm on Pacific/Mountain.
Yeah, I'm central. Whatever works for you guys. I'd like to find the most friendly time for everybody, so we can,
Are you saying we should start earlier? Because I'd be fine with that. John?
Yeah.
Yeah, was I muted? I'm sorry.
You saying earlier?
Yeah, if we could start like even a half hour earlier, that would give us a little more time. Because 8:30 is like a pretty hard limit for me. Because waking up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work sucks.
That does suck. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely work for that. I mean, I don't think any specific day of the week is better for any other than any other for me. So, whatever. I'm also I'm coming to the point where I'm going to have a lot more free time soon, because finals are coming around. So,
That
no
too.
more classes. No more classes for me. Which means I may even be able to play like, during the day or whatever. But I mean, I'm assuming you guys can't.
I can.
Typically, I have, and this is